Hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish Kristen. Today is part 2 of our kitting up of our diamond painting to cross-stitch conversion pattern entitled Geode. It is by Electric City Stitches on Etsy, and it measures, when finished, 121 centimeters by 116-ish centimeters. It has 136 colors, and this is what it is going to look like. I will be doing it on 3 separate canvases because that's would be way too difficult to put all that on one. And we are going to just go ahead and get started. So I have my new set of 45-ish colors, and let's get started. I'm using my Art Dot storage with 240 bottles, so I will have plenty of leftover room to keep every single diamond in the storage container. So I am very happy about that because I don't need to be digging around looking for diamonds if I need to refill the bottle. That's just a big old no, thank you. So it has only been about 10 minutes for me, so not sure how long it's been for you since part 1, which if you haven't watched part 1, go check it out because it was extra awkward. I made a huge mess several times. My cat got on the table. I made awkward conversation, so I figure that will be the same for this one. I'm already spilling, so the static is not any better in these bags, unfortunately. I got my dryer sheets. So we do not use dryer sheets because everyone in the family is super sensitive to smell and other things, so I had to buy dryer sheets specifically for diamond painting, which is kind of funny. So hopefully this disperses. Oh, nice. Okay, hopefully that gets rid of any staticky pains in my butt. Maybe let's just use it to push the diamonds down in there. Oh, well, that's okay. All right, my trash bag is filling up. So this one is definitely gonna need a second bottle, and maybe even a third bottle. I do have one already labeled up for that one because I knew that one was a big boy. But it may actually need a third bottle, and then I will need to relabel that because I only made 2 extra labels. I did not make 3. So we will just put, come on, why is, oh geez, come on, don't be doing that. Okay, there's that. Oh my gosh. Wow. So I asked in my last video if people watch these kitting ups, whipping chats, or if they just listen to them. But I would also like, what if you watch YouTube, what YouTube channels do you like to watch? What other diamond painters do you like to watch? Or do you not like to watch any diamond painters? I like to also watch, I like things about like cults and serial killers, and which I I think is a lot of diamond painters actually, because I've heard quite a few people talk about stuff like that, which I think is kind of funny. Or maybe that's just people in general really like, I don't know. But I find it so fascinating that, like, especially with, you know, people who, you know, kill people, members of their family, or like they think they're gonna get away with it. I mean, how do you actually think that you're gonna get away with, you know, murdering your wife and your children, or your husband? I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, are they the, oops, there went that one. It's just interesting how, oops, that they think that no one is gonna link them to the crime, or if you throw the bloody clothes away, oh, no one will ever find them. Like, yeah, that's not really how it works, but maybe, I don't know, maybe like in the 70s and the 80s and stuff, maybe people got away with things more, but now in age, I mean, you have a tracking device in your pocket that can basically tell the police like where you were at any given moment. So I just don't see how anyone would think that they could get away with doing something like that. But maybe that's just me. That one is, I can see the static. So, well, and it's so easy too to get sucked into a new show or a new series, because I mean, we have Netflix and all these things where we basically, it's like, oh, you like this? Well, here's like 20 more shows that are just like that. So, I mean, you never even really have to think about it or look. It just automatically shows up for you. Like, my kids do not understand the concept of watching live TV. It's like, why would we watch live TV? I don't understand. And it's like, yeah, in a way I get it, because I don't watch live TV. I don't really watch TV in general. I usually watch things on my iPad if I'm diamond painting, or watch things on my phone, but I don't really watch things on TV. I think the last thing I watched on TV was, I watched the last season of The Walking Dead, and that was only because I was like, well, I already watched most of it, so I should probably finish it off. But other than that, that was the last thing that I watched. And I haven't watched, ooh, I just realized that was probably off camera. Smart. I haven't watched any of the spin-offs from that, because I don't know. I just didn't. I never did. And then they have the two new ones, which it's like, I don't know, kind of ruined it, because you already know, like, some of the main characters aren't going to die at the end. So it kind of ruins the, you know, because before they used to like just kill off everybody. It was like, there was never a guaranteed that people were gonna live. But as soon as people found out that some people already had spin-off shows, it's like, well, we know they're not gonna die, so it's kind of a, I mean, obviously you don't want the characters to die, but still, there's no mystery, because you already know that they live. Come on. So, come on. Yep, go in there. I think before that, well, it wasn't even live TV, but I think we binge watched, excuse me, all the episodes of the Great British Bake Off, because I don't remember why. We just started watching them and it was like, okay, next one, next one, next one. And then all of a sudden you're done and you're like, crap. Well, now what do we watch? All right, come on. See, HBO Max also had the Great Pottery Throwdown, which was fun to watch because ceramics was always one of my, I think I took ceramics every year in high school because I loved it. I loved doing art and creating things, and I guess I still love art and creating things, but it was nice. And plus it was always an easy grade because you just say that you tried and you turn in a few things and you basically got an A. So not many classes you can say that with. The thing with the ceramics show, the Great Pottery Throwdown, it's always just never seemed like they had enough time to let their projects dry. Because I remember, like, if things, you know, dry too fast, then they crack and they have gaps and they don't fit right. And so, and maybe the times on the shows are totally different, and, you know, they say that it's only been 24 hours, but maybe it's more. I don't know, but it just seems like there's not enough time. But I get it. They're filming and they only have a certain amount of time before, you know, everybody has to go back home because people can't be away from their families for their jobs and stuff forever. But I always just remember thinking, God, that's just not enough time. Like, they need more time. They need to let their stuff dry so they can, you know, work on it properly. But then again, it's a reality show, so what do you expect? It's not gonna be all like fair. I mean, plus that doesn't make for good TV, does it? If everybody's stuff is whole and intact. I mean, because the drama of a cracked piece of pottery or a, you know, cake that collapsed from the day before, or, you know, something like that, that's gonna get more votes and more sympathy or more views or whatever it is they judge TV by anymore. I don't even know. I don't trust any of the reality shows because it's like, it's not real. I mean, I don't watch any of the Housewives or the Bravo or the E! Entertainment, or I've just never really been into them. And maybe it's just because I'm like, you know, I mean, you know, it's not real, but, you know, you also see people, you know, whining and, you know, bitching and moaning because they didn't get the latest car or the latest Birkin bag, and it's just like, you don't really feel sorry for them because it's like, oh, poor you. It's like, well, you know, I couldn't go out and go see a movie with my kids this week because I had to pay a bill that came up, or like you know, oh, we had to go school shopping, so, you know, we don't get to do something crazy fun and elaborately expensive this week, you know? I mean, so it's hard to feel sorry, I think, for, you know, people when it's like their problems are a little more out there and you're like, yeah, I wish I didn't get the newest car this year. I guess, you know, I guess I'll just keep my old 1-year-old car. So we, after, you know, COVID and all that, we decided to take the kids to Legoland in March, and you know, we've been preparing for it for months because it is not cheap. I mean, just the hotel alone was going to cost almost $3,000 or more. I mean, that gets you into the park every, like I think maybe 2 times what for everyone during their stay, but you know, that's a lot of money. And the trip was, I mean, the trip itself was fine. I mean, traveling with children is never relaxing, so. But the Legoland hotel itself was just, the whole experience was just, I would never stay there again. Never. You know, we got there and luckily our room was available, or it was open, so we were able to check in. And we got kind of unpacked, and it was probably like 4:30ish in the afternoon, and all of a sudden my daughter looks around and she goes, "This isn't the wizard room," because she had been really into Harry Potter, and so I was like, let's get the wizard room, because, you know, I mean, I know it's not Harry Potter branded, but you know, wizards. And I was looking, and I'm like, you're right, this is not the wizard room. And I was like, oh crap. So, you know, we go down to the front and we're like, hey, yeah, we don't have the room that we pre-booked, you know, 4 or 5 months ago. And they're like, oh, we're really sorry, we don't have any more of those rooms. It's like, oh, okay, that sucks, you know, like no offer of, let us buy you dinner, or, you know, here's some free passes for something or other. It was like, okay, well, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, we go to dinner and we go back up to our room after we have dinner, and the room is just stifling hot. And we went to California, and it was hotter than normal in that area for that time of year, apparently, which is always our luck when we go to California. And so we're like, you know, you can't really open the windows because it's a safety feature. So the window opens like, I don't know, maybe like that much. And so it's like, okay, it's really hot in here. And so we're trying to adjust the thermostat, but the thermostat is like behind glass. Like it's locked. You cannot access the thermostat. So we're like, okay, so, you know, we go back down to the front desk and they're like, hi, yeah, our room is really hot, like really hot. Is there something, you know, we can do? And they're like, oh yeah, the air conditioner isn't working up there. And we're like, say what? And they're like, well, we're working on it. It's like, okay. So they don't have fans. That is not 518. What am I doing? They don't have fans for people to like borrow. Nothing. So it's kind of like, okay, we're really hot. You know, we don't, you know, we live in Washington. We're not from hot weather places. We're colder weather people. And so it's like, okay, well, you know, so everybody goes to bed, you know, gets kind of crappy sleep because you're hot and you're sweating. And so, you know, we go to the park the next day, and there's all these rides and areas that aren't open because they're understaffed. And it's like, okay, so is this going to be open? Not right now. No, not today. And it's like, okay. I mean, and it was like the weekend. We're like, okay, do you know when it's going to open? No. It's like, okay, great. And so it was just like one thing after another. And so, you know, we had to go back to our room, and the air conditioning still doesn't work. And so we're like, okay, it's really hot. And so they're like, well, we're going to have someone come out tomorrow at between like 9 and something else. And we were like, but that's when the early, you know, the early access for people who were staying in the hotel get to go into the park. Like, that's the whole reason we're staying in the park, so we can get in, or we're staying in the hotel park, so we can get into the park early. And they're like, you know, well, you can just leave us, you know, we can just show the maintenance people into your room. And my husband's like, no, I'm not letting complete strangers into our room. Like, we've had stuff stolen from hotel rooms before, and like, we're not comfortable with that. And so they're like, well, you know, we'll do our best to be there. And so they gave us a few of the, what do you call it, the passes that they give people when, you know, like, oh, something went wrong. Here's one of the guys who was working. He saw how many passes we had at the end of our trip. He goes, God, they really screwed up, didn't they? He calls them, oops, I fucked up passes. And so, you know, they gave us some passes because we missed the opening, the park opening. And so, but then we couldn't really, oh, jeez, Kristen. We couldn't really use them on anything because, like, half the things kids wanted to use them on weren't open. So it's like, okay. So, you know, we go, same thing. Air conditioning still wasn't working later on. They're like, no, it's not, it wasn't in your room. So the problem is somewhere else in the hotel, but they have no idea where the problem is. They have like no staff at this hotel because, again, nobody wants to work. And so, you know, we go to the diner, or the buffet dinner place, and it's crazy expensive. Like, it was so expensive. And like, the ice cream machine didn't work. I mean, like, just little things, and you're just sitting there going, seriously, why am I paying so much for so many things to not be functional? I don't understand. And so, you know, the last day we were there, the air conditioning still wasn't working, and something else happened. I don't even remember. And, you know, my husband went down and he talked to the manager. He's like, listen, he goes, I don't want to be that person, but seriously, nothing in this hotel has gone right since we've been here. I mean, it's disgustingly hot, and oh, sorry about that. Yeah, so it just, the hotel was a disaster. Like, we would never probably stay there ever again. Yeah, and you know, I mean, going places with kids is stressful anyways, because, you know, they want things and they don't understand that, you know, everything costs money, and you can't physically do every single thing. And yeah. Oh my goodness, there's one stuck in there. Well, I can't get it. And these are sticking to my hand, even though I dryer sheeted them. So, yes. And then, you know, oh, sorry about that. Oh my gosh. Things are going all over the place. So, and I don't do well with, being in the car for a long period of time. I get car sick, and so being on an airplane is just absolute torture. I don't do airplanes well. I don't do riding in the car very well. So, you know, everyone else is like watching things on the airplane and, you know, listen, got their headphones, got this and that, and I'm literally just sitting there looking straight ahead, because if I look down at anything, I'm gonna feel sick. So it's like, oh, are you okay? It's like, no, I'm trying not to vomit. So no. No, I'm not okay. But luckily my kids can do stuff in the car and on the airplanes. Like, no problem. They can look down, they can eat, they can drink, they can watch things, they can read. They didn't get it from me. So I'm apparently the only hot mess in the family when it comes to not feeling good during travel. Oh, so the thing about the hotel room. So, you know, we were like, okay, you know, things happen. We didn't get the wizard room. It's not a big deal, whatever. But the next day we were at the pool, and we met a family, and they were sitting, you know, the mom and dad were sitting at the beach chairs, and she mentioned that they booked their trip like 2 days ago. And they have a wizard room, the same size room that we were supposed to have. And she's like, yeah, no, we've got a really good deal on it. And I was like, seriously? Like, we were told that, you know, it was this. And so it's like, no, you people screwed it up. Like, so that was kind of frustrating that they, you know, made it sound like, oh, there were no rooms available, so we gave you this, even though they didn't let us know that in advance, or didn't even tell us that when we were checking in. But this other family got a good deal on their wizard room like 2 days before they decided to go to Legoland. I'm like, yeah, no, that's a bunch of shit. Sorry, but no, that's just, you know, like, if you're gonna make a mistake, own up to it. That's my thing. It's like, don't lie and, you know, try to cover your butt. Like, just be like, yeah, no, something went wrong. So another thing about Legoland that was, we took our son, I don't know, it was probably like 6 years ago at this point, I think. And, you know, all the employees had their name on their name badges. They had the little Lego thing, and they always had minifigures. And so we were like, okay, we got to make sure we bring minifigs because, you know, the kids are going to want to exchange minifigs with the employees. Yeah, no. Now they changed it. So the employees have to provide their own minifigs to trade with park guests. And so most of them don't have them because they don't want to, well, they either don't care about the Lego figurines. I mean, let's be real. But then they don't, you know, they may not want to trade their minifigs for, you know, some crappy ones that kids want to trade with them. But I thought that was super interesting because, I mean, that was like one of the highlights of our trip when we went was, you know, getting to, you know, get some of the weird, rare, you know, just kind of interesting minifigs. And there were like none. And their new thing apparently is you get these like little plastic kind of clip-on button things. I didn't really understand. And so certain people around the park would have them. And then the draw apparently was you're supposed to ask the people who work inside the park, but not the people who work in the restaurants, I think. Maybe not the shop people either, if they have Mr. Gold. And somebody at my son's school told him that, and so he's like, we have to ask for Mr. Gold. And I was like, okay, I don't understand. And so one lady in the hotel was telling me, like, yeah, you know, some of the people will have like this rare button, which is just like a crappy plastic button. It's not even like a gold minifigure. It's literally like this clip-on plastic button thing. And it'll be Mr. Gold. And so you're supposed to ask everybody if they have Mr. Gold. Well, we started by asking people, and some people were really nice. You know, they were like, no, sorry, but keep trying. Then there were a few that were downright snippy, which, you know, I mean, I get it. You're asked the same damn question over and over and over and over. But, I mean, that's, you know, you work there. You gotta kind of expect it. But one lady was like, no, I do not. And, like, she got really snippy with my kids, and my husband Lionel looked at her like, yeah, no, don't even, lady. I mean, I'm sure they pay their employees nothing. And I'm sure the people who came up with that idea for, hey, let's have them have everybody ask for Mr. Gold. I mean, the person who came up with that plan didn't work in the park where they were going to be asked 500 plus times a day if they had Mr. Gold. Those people, they don't care. I mean, but it's like, dude, don't be rude to my kid. You know, this is the first vacation they've got to go on in like 4+ years. Like, just don't. You don't need the mama bear and the papa bear coming out. So that was kind of, then after that, we just kind of gave up asking, because we actually saw one kid did have a Mr. Gold. It looked really stupid. I'm like, oh, I'm not asking anybody for that. Like, that's not worth it. So we went to one of the gift shops and we bought the kids, like, there's like a Mr. Gold, like, keychain minifig. It was like $10. I'm like, here, you guys both got a Mr. Gold. This is cooler than the plastic button thing by far. So, yeah. So, you gotta wonder, like, these, you know, executives that come up with these marketing strategies, or, I know, let's introduce something that's gonna make more work for the people who work inside the parks. Like, yeah, it's like, dude, no. Like, you're already having a hard time probably keeping employees. Making it even harder for the ones that are there seems like not the best move, but hey, what do I know? Yeah, so we paid a fortune for the buffet at Legoland at the hotel. It was not even that good. Even like the kids' pizzas. Like, my son's like, dude, I bet gas station pizza is probably better than this. I'm like, yeah, no, it probably is. And so the next night we went to a restaurant, what was it called? Like BJ's Brew House or something. And their food was amazing. And like, we all got our own meals. We all like got dessert. People got drinks. And it was cheaper with tip than the Legoland buffet. So I'm like, yeah, no, that's way better. So I'm just glad we had a rental car, because if we would have had to stay at the park and eat at the park every single meal, like, whoa, that's not the right number. Yeah, I mean, and half the restaurants weren't even open. So, I mean, you can only have pizzas and hamburgers so many times before it's kind of like, no, I'm good. Come on, get out of there, 924. Nope. Oh my gosh. That is crazy that it is so sticky. So sticky. Oh, gotta take a drink. There we go. There's 926. That one is. I don't know how people do this for like 200 and something colors. Oh my gosh. I'm tired and I haven't even done 2/3 of it yet. Why does everyone start texting me as soon as I'm trying to film a video? All right. Come on. Let's... Okay. Oh. Apparently I should have plugged my phone in because now it's telling me my battery is gonna run low soon. Wonder how far I can get before that happens. I don't have that many more left. Yeah, that one. 9, what is that, 930? Cut. Mr. 930. Oh no. I gotta try to pry it apart. That's dangerous. Oh. Some of these have like extra like chunky junks on there. Look at that. Ugh. It's no good. Maybe I'll switch them if it really bothers me. Probably not. Just make sure I don't stick my hand in there and have it gouge me. Okay, that goes on the extra side. 931. Ah! Oh my gosh, that one almost went. Dangerously. Okay, I don't think that was the right color, but he's in there now. That's his family. Oh, seriously. See, I'm trying to rush. See what happens? Oh my goodness. Okay. Come on. Go in there. Oh my gosh. Come on. You can do it. Get in there. Come on. Come on. Get in there. I think that was that one. Oh my gosh, I'm on my last color on my first tray. Oh. And then there's only, oh, there's quite a few colors left in there. Oh my. Those are, they're unstaticky at all. Nice. Nice. All right. This tray is done. On to the second tray. Oh my gosh, that's a big old bag of 939. Wait. I'm gonna need probably a few of those 939s. Let's see. 939s. Whoa, that's really full. Okay. those ones aren't staticky at all. That's so crazy. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to which ones are staticky and which ones aren't. Oh my gosh, one more bottle? Okay, 6 bottles of $9.39. Let's maybe put some lids on so disaster doesn't strike. Let's see. Put that one by those so I know that that one's $9.39. And then I will label those up later. Okay. Oh, I was doing so well. Not anymore. Okay. And one more bottle. Hopefully that's it. Oh, I'm so glad I spilled that without all of them in there. Oh my gosh. Seriously. That's a mess right there. Okay. There. Whew. That's a lot of $9.39. 9.59. Ooh, that's one of my favorite ones. I love that color. It's so pretty. The pinks and the teals are my favorites. Oh, nope. Okay. Come on. I don't want to waste any of you. Okay. There's that. Oh, I really hope I don't have to go through and like put dryer sheets in all of these bottles. Because, like, look at that. That is just ridiculous how sticky that is. Okay. Okay, I was really hoping to finish these before my phone dies, but I may have to pause and then come back. We'll see. Ooh. So far, I've seen trash in the darker colors, but I haven't seen as much in the lighter colors, so I'm hoping that means that these drills are nice and even and not overly tabby. Oh, the tabbiness. Nothing is worse than like sitting there trying to slide a drill into place and you're like, okay, come on, go in. Why aren't you going? And it's because it's got like a tiny tab that's preventing it from looking nice. Ooh, that's a pretty one too. This may be a 2-bagger. We'll see. Yeah, probably 9.64. Let's see. Do I have? Oops. Nope. That's 9.3. Come on, you can find it. 9.64. Perfect. Cut. There we go. Get an empty bottle. And struggle to get the sticker back off. Perfect. Yes. Oh, that's not straight, but whatever. on. Go in there. Yep. Well, I haven't been keeping track of how many times I've spilled a bottle. I'm sure it's been quite a few. So, nobody play any drinking games, because I don't need you to die. Okay, there's that. And oh, we're in the 3,000. So I can't be the only one who I can see the 3-digit numbers and like not get bungled up by similar numbers or numbers that like 939 and 959. Yeah, okay, they kind of look similar, but like, you know, but once it hits the 4-digit numbers, my brain just goes no. So it just, for some reason, the 3,000 numbers just, my brain can't handle it. I have no idea why. I mean, I don't know if that's because like a lot of pin numbers are 4 numbers, so my brain is competing with like pin numbers for things instead of DMC numbers. I don't know. It's so weird, but I can't do it. Especially like ones that are kind of similar. It doesn't work in my brain. It's like, nope. Oh, I only have a few left. Come on, you can do it. So. Okay, that one's a mess. Oh my gosh, okay. Come on. Don't make the last few difficult, please. Seriously. There's that. Okay. Oops, there's a teal stowaway in there. I'm just gonna let it live there. It's not hurting anyone, right? Come on. Okay. Oh, no. Mess. 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 Okay. Oh, and it's a pretty one to end on. Fantastic. Oh, but it is not going to make it easy, is it? Nope. Okay. Go in with this dryer sheet. Come on. Oh, now they're all over my finger. Oh my gosh. It would be the last one, would be a giant mess. Yep. Dumpster fire. Okay. Okay. There's that. Will these fit? I have an awful feeling that they... Maybe? Hang on. They are. Okay. I'm going to call that a win. All right. Well, that is a perfect place to stop for the evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Please consider liking and subscribing if you would like to watch more hot mess diamond painting content. And I will see you all for part 3 before we get to actually start on the cross stitch conversion. Very exciting. Thank you so much for joining me, and big awkward hugs for everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye.